What's going on, everybody? I am Courtney Hall, and you are watching the Courtney Hall Show. Today, I have a special guest in the building, and I say it all the time, but it is a special guest. It's Liz Hayden. Hi.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming. I'm super excited. Let me give the folks just some background knowledge. First and foremost, Liz and I danced together back in the day.
Way back, like, I don't even know how many years.
I know, yeah, years ago. And now you're on my show. I'm super excited.
This didn't surprise me at all.
It didn't?
No, I'm like, I totally knew you were going to do something.
Yeah,
so.
I had to. But you, oh my goodness, you're on TikTok now. You're like an influencer now. You are an influencer.
Kind of.
talk about that. How did you go from dancing into, and I know you were like all into fitness too. So how did you kind of maneuver into the TikTok space and becoming an influencer?
Well, I don't know. I mean, honestly, I started TikTok and I just started sharing my everyday type of life. And I'm a single mom. I have 3 kids, a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 1-year-old.
Aww.
Yes. And so I don't know. I feel like I was just posting things that were going on in my life and honestly just kind of caught on and people liked it. I think people like authenticity.
Mm-hmm.
And so whenever I was posting real life things, not just like, look at my life, it's perfect. Like, hey, these are some struggles, but also these are the, ups and downs, just like the whole picture, I feel like is what people liked about it,
Yeah, and I'm looking at your tattoos. We talked about it off camera. They are amazing. Show them your tattoos. Can you talk about the meaning behind them?
So some of them have meanings, some of them don't.
Okay.
But these are my kids' birth month flowers. So Matthew and Ava and Lily, those are them. Yeah. And then on the side of my hand, it says 5 ever. Do you see that?
Oh, yeah.
So me and my kids have a thing where, how much does mommy love you? And we say 5 ever because 4 ever is not long enough.
Oh my gosh. That is so cute. Oh my goodness. That is so cute. You should put that like on a t-shirt or something. That is
Which is
cute.
funny. My daughter actually came up with that, not me.
Oh.
She was playing around. I was like, I love you forever. And she goes, what about 5 ever? And it like just became a thing.
Oh my gosh. That's awesome. And they're on your TikTok page as well.
They make appearances for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Like they're not like the main content, I feel like,
gotcha.
just because kids are so like, they're in bad moods.
Yeah.
They're in good moods. They're crazy. And so like when I can, I'll try, but I'm very much so like, just whatever happens.
And that's what I like about you. You're not using your kids for likes and views, just like some of these other moms. There was like a challenge where you like cracked the egg on the forehead.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I don't know. What do you think about that?
I don't know. I think for me personally, every parent is trying their best with their kids. And so I try really hard not to put any criticism or judgment just on anything because like their family could have grown up with a kind of like crude humor. To them, it really is nothing. To me,
Gotcha.
I just don't do it personally because it's like, when I was a kid, that would hurt my feelings.
Yeah, right.
So
right.
I don't know. That's just I kind of don't really go towards those.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Now, you were a dancer. You danced.
Yeah, I did.
And we kind of talked about it off camera too, but are you dancing now?
No, I'm not, and I want to be.
Yeah.
So I just like, life is kind of chaotic right now in a really good way too. By the way, like I have a lot of opportunities coming as well. And it's just not the season of my life too, but as soon as I can, I would love to do like 1 dance class a week or so.
Oh my goodness.
I miss it, but like heels class.
Yes, I would love that. I would definitely attend your class for sure. Talking about some great things going on in your life, what do you have coming up?
So whenever I restarted my life, I became a server.
Yeah.
And for that, I've gotten promoted 2 times within 11 months.
Wow.
And so actually in January, it'll be from serving to server trainer, like training new people. And then in January, I'll be a manager.
Wow.
So, which is great as a single mom, like salary pay, medical benefits, like that's something that I'm looking for. I need stability for my kids.
Yeah.
And then I'm able to do more side things that will eventually hopefully replace the job.
For sure. How is it having 3 babies? They're so cute.
It is like the best time ever. Like I said, I use the word chaotic a lot because it is. There's so much going on, especially at their ages, 5, 3, and 1. I mean, there's never quiet or like a boring moment, but I like it. I think being a mom is probably the best thing I've ever done, and is definitely something that has kept me going just through everything in life.
And I would say that's really exciting just to have kids, around, even during like the Christmas season. I feel like it's just better with kids around. I don't know. That's just my
I've honestly always wanted kids. I
Yeah,
always
see?
wanted to get married and have kids. That's what I did.
Yeah,
You know, plans changed throughout that process, but
Yeah.
then like I still like this is what I wanted. This is
Right.
what I wanted my whole life.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. What do you say to the naysayers or like the haters out there that, they may have something, negative to say? What do you say to them? Or do you even think about that?
No, I mean, I'm definitely human, so I would say that, you know, it catches my attention for maybe a second, but then after that, I just have to remind myself that, like, truly, I mean, they're not, like, essentially you. Like, you've known me for how long?
Yeah.
And so then I would actually take your opinion to some value.
Yeah.
But to naysayers or haters on the internet or people who think they know me or they think they've watched me, they actually don't know me or my heart or anything. So why take a stranger's opinion to heart when they don't actually know me?
Gotcha. Yeah,
You know?
definitely, for sure. And talking about your history now, so where did you grow up? Have you always been in Houston?
Born and raised.
Oh,
Born and raised in H-Town. It's my favorite.
Okay. What's your favorite place in Houston?
Oh gosh, to like what? I don't even know.
Let's do restaurants, like
Ooh.
food or just food. A food truck, a restaurant.
Gosh, no. I mean, I don't know. I like sushi and steak. Like I could like
Oh.
Maggiano's. I like that
my
place
goodness.
a lot.
Mhm.
Gosh, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But I'm also one of those where like I like to sit at home and eat in my sweats.
Yeah,
I'm like
right.
I actually like don't go out and eat a lot.
Yeah.
So like I'll get takeout and eat it at my house.
Yeah. No, that's like the best one. That's the best one. As far as like advice to other mothers, what advice could you give to like other mothers? Maybe they're going through, maybe single life with kids, or maybe they're trying to become an influencer themselves. Like, what advice could you give?
I think on the parenting side for advice, I would probably say that we can't protect them from everything. That includes just whatever that pertains to your situation. So I think getting really good at putting Band-Aids back on them. So helping them get up, not necessarily stopping what's going to happen, because we don't have as much control as we would like as moms.
Yeah.
And we want to protect our babies from everything, but that's just not realistic.
Yeah.
And so I think just getting better at teaching them right from wrong, good values, but then when things happen that is out of our control, get really good at just being like, hey, I love you, we'll get through it, and talk to them about it, like helping them process through whatever it is. I think that sometimes moms get too focused on the protection mode, and that doesn't help your kid. It helps them to learn to how to like build bridges, get on, move on, heal, and keep going. You know what I mean? That kind of part.
And what was and we can talk about this or not talk about this, but what was your relationship journey? I know that whenever I last seen you years ago, you were involved with a guy, but what was that journey like? Was it just didn't work out, or how?
Yeah, I think for that, something I like to say a lot is just that I made the best choices at the time with the best knowledge I had.
Yeah.
And so for me, I fell head over heels. I fell in love. Like, it was a dream. It was everything I wanted. It was a very, very toxic relationship.
Okay.
And with that, I feel like one thing I've learned is when you speak about it, a lot of people don't understand it if they haven't been through it, because then it's easy to say, like, why wouldn't you leave earlier, or why would you stay with them, when if you understand the like cycles of a toxic relationship, there was amazing times.
Yeah.
There were some of my best times.
Yeah.
And then it flips to some of my worst times. So I think that I was young and in love and made a lot of decisions with the best knowledge I could.
Yeah.
And it just ended up not working out for the absolute better.
Yeah.
And now we're all like happy and safe. And,
That's good.
you know, I think that's one thing that I pride myself on, is just that I restarted our life. We didn't, like, from the shirts on our back, essentially.
Wow.
We had nothing. We had no medicine, no clothes, no shoes. Like, we each had one of everything.
Wow.
And then now, fast forward, I've only been working for 12 months. And we have our own place. I have a car. We have plenty of what we need.
So awesome. And you're such an amazing person. One thing if you need something, you are going to go out there, work, and get it. Like, you
Yeah.
are amazing. And to be honest, when I first followed you on TikTok, I saw a comment and it made me super upset. I was going to respond back to it. But I said, wait a minute, if she didn't respond, Courtney, don't you go making yourself look like a fool, because I know you and I know how awesome you are. And I know you love your kids. You love, your family, the people around you. You will go hard for them. And so I didn't like that. But is there anything that you can kind of say to those comments? Like, why were they commenting? Why were they doing all of that?
I think that you can't really get into the why. I think it more goes down to self-reflection of who's commenting that and what am I triggering in them to comment that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not the type of person that has ever made negative comments on that. And I have a lot of other friends who are kind of in the industry, and they're just like, that's something that we all ask ourselves is like kind of like the why.
Yeah.
And you got to move on from it because we're not that type of person.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
for sure, yeah.
And I think it's more of like a lot of hurt people.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I feel really bad for them.
Yeah. No, definitely, for sure. If they see your life, well, what you have posted, I mean, you're doing you, like, you're living well. So I don't know. But anyway, so what would you say to your younger self if you could talk to your younger self? What would you say?
Oh no. Run. No, I'm kidding. Let's see. I would just say, oh no, that's a loaded question. Yeah. There's a lot I would say to my younger self. I would say just give yourself grace. I think for the longest time, I'm one of those where like I'm never good enough for myself. No matter how much I accomplish, no matter how much I do, I'm still like I could do more. Yeah. And I think that's something that I would tell my younger self. Like I did a lot when I was younger too. And be patient. Yes. I think that patience is something that I wish I had when I was like 16 to 18. And again, though, I don't regret anything I've been through, nor would I ever change it because I didn't like myself back then and I love myself now. Yes. So I love the character building that I've been through. The things have they've shaped me a lot as a person. And without that, I mean, I wouldn't get to be where I am now. Yeah, definitely. For sure. I'm very happy with myself, and I think that's the first time I can say that in my life.
That's really good. Yeah. What are some of the goals that you have for next year, or just in general?
Probably releasing another children's book. So I don't know if you know that, but I have a children's book on Amazon.
Oh, nice. Yeah. What's the name of it?
Emotions Are For You and Me.
Oh, tell us about it. Wait, you got to tell us about this book now.
So it's called Emotions Are For You and Me, and it pretty much teaches kids how to regulate their emotions through breath. And so when they're having these icky feelings, when you're sad, happy, mad, or angry, like if you're keeping it inside here, it kind of is, it's just going to weigh on you and it carries through like for years and years. Okay. And so the book just teaches them how to breathe out the icky feelings so that there's more room for your heart to keep beating.
Wow. And so what would be your second book? Is it going to be like a follow-up to the first one, or what?
No. So, and the book also has my kids. Oh, so the characters are Ava and Matthew.
Oh my goodness. That is so cute.
The second book actually is about anger. Okay. So it's about how anger is actually not bad.
You know what I like about you? You are an influencer that's giving people tools to be better. There's some influencers that are just like, oh, buy this dress. Like, oh, go here.
And that's like where I'm like in between, because I don't even honestly like the term influencer. Okay. I really just, it's just me. Okay. Essentially, you know what I mean? I like just because like, and there's no hate on influencers, by the way, who like to be called that, or it's like a term, but like, I do have a few videos of like, you know, selling this or that. It's like the bittersweet. Well, it's a bittersweet sweet between like, I don't want to sell people stuff. Yeah. But I'm also a single mom that wants to make money. Right. And I would never sell something I don't actually like. Yes. But then the other part of me is like, I actually want to be a speaker. Okay, so I want to like go around, like travel and like talk about my experiences and like help other women just kind of like what they're going through, or give them a different perspective on their situation, or someone who's already been through their situation, and if that can help them at all. That would be the end goal. Yeah. So that's actually why I do TikTok and share all this, is because it does create opportunities to go do other stuff and speak, and this is like something.
And don't get me wrong, it's nothing wrong with selling a dress. Okay, I would sell some hair products, a dress, some food, a fork. Okay, if it's a check.
I just got have you seen the TikTok drawer that's like going everywhere?
Oh no, I haven't yet.
I bought it.
Really?
It just came in my house. It was $50 on sale, and it's like it's viral, and it's like it's 9 drawers, and I don't have one. I have like a little TV console for our stuff, and it just came in. So I mean, it sold me.
Oh,
I'm like,
you're like, hey,
I'll
it
still
sold
let you
me.
know.
Yeah, let me know. Let me know. What would you say to the little girl that wants to get into the entertainment industry? And I know we're just kind of on social media now, but what would you say to that young girl?
That there's going to be 2 different versions of you. There's going to be one that's online and the one that's offline. I think growing up, I did a lot of Instagram, and I mean, I shared every single detail of my moment of my life, and I was kind of like, F this, F that, like, I'm going to be exactly who I am. And that's not what the industry wants. The industry wants a specific version of yourself. So I think finding a good in-between of being your authentic self, but you're still going to have to polish it. Otherwise, it's going to be a lot of hate coming your way.
Gotcha.
And there's nothing wrong with that, but for someone who's younger, there is.
Okay.
Like, you have to mentally be prepared for that. So I think there's a fine line between being authentic and still, there's things that you're going to say and speak about, and there's things that you just need to keep to yourself and be private, and it needs to be 2 different lives.
Gotcha. What are some of the things that you do for fun?
For fun?
For fun. Whether it's through the week or on the weekend.
Oh, no.
Personally, I like to sleep, so be in my bed sleeping, but...
Girl, I can't sleep. Okay, my kids are with their Nana right now, and I, literally woke up at 6 a.m. today.
Really?
No, I literally can't.
Don't you hate that? Like, when you have the opportunity to sleep, you just can't for some.
I would say I like to play piano, so...
Ooh.
I played piano since I was like 5.
No.
Yeah,
really?
I used to be able to, if someone hummed a song, I could play it just by ear.
Oh, wow.
Not anymore. I want to practice. Not anymore. This was years ago.
No, but still, just to be able to play.
I like to play piano. I like to write a lot of poetry, or I enjoy writing books.
Okay.
I like listening to music. I still dance in my house,
Yeah.
I think my biggest thing for me, because I'm a mom, I really enjoy self-care.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'd be a good one, a 2-hour shower where you're exfoliating the mask in your hair, the whole 9 yards, but you're enjoying it. You're not doing it because you have to do it.
Yeah. And I was going to ask you, what do you think about work-life balance? We hear that a lot, but what does that look like, and how do we even get to that? Because I know for me, I'll say this, for me, I can work sometimes. One time I left the office at 8 p.m. And they were like, you left here at 8? But I don't know how to just cut it off. So how do you do that? How do you do the work-life balance between, social media, your kids, your job? How do you balance all that?
You don't.
Yeah.
No, you don't. So I personally think that's, at least as a single mom life, there's no such thing as balance.
Okay.
And for me, it's I'm either going to be a really good provider and I'm going to be lacking on a homemaking. Essentially, I'm not keeping up with cleaning and not to the point I want to.
Yeah.
But I'm making a lot of money at work.
Gotcha.
And then it will flip to, I'm going to be a really good homemaker, and I'll be cleaning, cooking meals, taking care of them to the max, but then I'll be lacking in the providing aspect. So I think it's choosing what stage of life you're at, and then whenever you are trying to do the juggling act, how are you going to make up for it?
Yeah.
But there is no balance. It's, especially for me, and I feel like others, I'll speak for other single moms, it's that's impossible because single mom life wasn't ever supposed to be a thing.
Yeah.
Families are supposed to be raised with 2 parents.
Yeah.
So when you take that aspect away, then we become, jugglers.
Yeah.
So I think it's more of recovering.
Okay.
When you put your whole heart into providing, come back and recover. When you put your whole heart into homemaking, you got to come back from it and recover. So self-care nights are how I energize.
Oh, I like that. I like that thinking. Hey, you worked this week, come back this weekend and recover, whether that's going bowling or whether that's the self-care, taking long showers, whatever the case may be. I like that.
My job serving, the reason I chose that is because of how flexible it is. So on Mondays, we switch every few weeks. So Mondays, I'll get off work early, go take Ava, we'll get her nails done. And that's one-on-one time with us. Then the next week, me and Matthew will go out and get ice cream together. So I try to make sure each one of my kids has one-on-one time with me. That's me balancing out being a provider, being away from them for so long, and then still being a mom to them.
You're so awesome. She's so awesome. Look, so tell the people where they can follow you on social media.
Oh my, do you know I don't even know my username? I'm hold on. I'm let me go see.
That's why I kept mine like super simple. I mean, I think yours is probably simple as well.
It is. Okay, so it's just my full name. It's Elizabeth Rose Hayden _
Okay, yeah.
But I had to go check.
I like that. I like that name. No, but I was gonna ask you before we get out of here, do you have people like in your circle that says maybe like don't post that or post that? Or do you have like a lot of yes people around you?
So I've been on social media since like 2014. Okay. And so, and like I said, I've used it in my opinion, in an improper way, meaning like they just saw every aspect, right? I used to ask a lot of questions. I used to ask people that like approval. And like I said, I like who I've become. And the more that I like who I've become and the more confident I am in myself, I no longer need the approval or yeses or nos from people. And so when I post something, it's because I want to post it. And I don't feel the need to be like, hey, like, do you think I should? I don't. Doesn't matter to me.
I love
because if I feel confident enough to post it, I don't need someone else's approval.
I love that. I love that. Yay. Are you at a point now where like you have a manager or are you good?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a manager. She's cool. She's super cool. She's like my best. She's like one of my biggest like fans. Yeah. But I did go through a manager before I did get to her. So that it's definitely just interesting meeting people, different views on how you should or should not post things. And so I like mine just because she lets me do whatever I want. She'll support it, and she knows me. She knows my heart. Nothing's ill-intended. That kind of thing.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on my show.
Thank you for having me.
This was so fun. You're gonna have to come back, definitely for sure.
I'm down to come back, but next time I'm interviewing her.
Oh. Well, thank you again. Thank you so much, and thank you all for watching the Courtney Hall Show.